Hello and welcome to a brief clip from GameSpot of Thrones. If you'd like to watch the full episode, head over to youtube.com/GameSpot. But if you're continuing to watch here, be aware of spoilers. Ramsay at this point, I mean, like, not an episode has gone by where he hasn't brutally murdered at least one person. This week, sadly, it was Osha who got it in the neck.
Who I'd forgotten about.
Well, I think everyone did. But, I mean, it just kind of feels like they're really trying to hammer home that, like, he is the bad guy. His just rewards are coming. So what's interesting is there's a theory going around on the subreddit. So shout out to user Dan Dampspear for posting this a few days ago. But it's quite interesting to see, like, Ramsay's position in Bastard Bowl isn't maybe as secure as he thought it would be. Mm-hmm. So we assume that, you know, like, Ramsay's got the superior force. He has Winterfell, which is a great defensive position. And then the Umbers come around and they just drop off Rickon, right? Rickon is the key, like the linchpin of Ramsay, and that's why Ramsay kind of feels safe that he can move because he has this like weird alliance with the Umbers. Whereas this is like a bit of book background here. The Umbers are fiercely loyal to the Starks. Mm-hmm. Like I think the head of the house gets killed at the Red Wedding trying to protect Robb Stark. Whereas in this, they've just done a complete 180 out of nowhere, seemingly. So it's already a bit weird. Anyway, there's also some reasoning as to that dog's head isn't Shaggy Dog. When you watch that scene again, it just sort of like Rickon doesn't really react. He sort of just goes like, you know, it doesn't like if he's got a really special bond with that animal. Like even seeing its dead head, even if he died like a day or so ago, would still be devastating. Yeah. So I'm holding out that that's still not Shaggy Dog. And seriously, people on the subreddit have gone measurements, the whole kind of thing, and people are really convinced that that's not Shaggy Dog. So by giving Rickon up to Ramsay now thinks it's safe to leave Winterfell, which is why, you know, Bastard Bowl's going to take place outside. Mm-hmm. But did the Umbers rather know that the Vale were going to end up giving their troops to Sansa and Jon?
My friends in the north tell me Sansa has escaped Winterfell. I expect she's headed to Castle Black, where her brother serves as Lord Commander. But she won't be safe there. Not with the Boltons after her.
We should help her.
That was my instinct as well.
Because there was a really interesting theory about, like, where's Littlefinger been? Has he already, like, chatted with the Umbers and said, I'll give you the support of the troops? And that's why the Umbers are sort of pretending to ally with Ramsay?
And that's why Littlefinger's come back now and been like, hey, off the top of my head, do you want to do this? Yeah, here's a bird. Huh?
And the Lord of Umber, when he was talking to Ramsay last episode, didn't seem like he enjoyed being there. Refused to bow, refused to take any oaths.
He refused to break an oath. Yeah. Also, if Osha's been there, the Umbers made that really big deal about hating wildlings.
I like fighting wildlings. Been doing it all my life. But there are too many of them for us to beat back alone.
But she's a wildling, so why didn't they just kill her? They didn't need her anymore. They had Rickon.
That's true.
So do you think this holds any water?
I think it's a dangerous strategy, bringing, you know, the key to the north, or one of the many keys to the north, into the house of someone who stabs people for fun a lot of the time. So I reckon they've got to have some really solid plan about what they're going to do. I think it's going to be a beautiful moment in Bastard Bowl if it suddenly turns out that, you know, the inside betrays him. So,
yeah,
you know,
we've seen the troops together.
Yeah. If he goes outside Winterfell to go and fight Jon, and then when he turns around, there's just all these Umber flags everywhere. Well, probably Stark flags everywhere. And he's like, wait a second.
I love if the Umbers just had sort of like a reversible flag, like Umbers one side and then like mid-battle, whoop.
I love if they just like pulled like a cord and it just unfurled this
like
beautiful
Matilda.
Stark banner.
Like the classroom in Matilda.
Oh, I can't wait for that. If that's not true, it's going to be heartbreaking because I want Rickon to be okay, even though I don't really care.
Well, it could like Littlefinger convinced Sansa to like wed for the Boltons, so he might have had that plan in action all that time, and he was thinking he'll go get Jon, be like, yo, Sansa's hanging out here, we need your help, we've got the Umbers on board. And now, since Sansa escaped, that's kind of thrown like a wrench into his plan. So he was like, okay, how can I adapt to this? Okay, we'll use Rickon.
The only thing is, what's Littlefinger's endgame? Why is he doing that?
To be the best. Because
Warden
he
of the
is.
North, maybe that could still be his reward.
He wants to be Warden of the North
know.
and marry Sansa.
Yeah, but now he's got Jon, who's, you know, I mean, Littlefinger doesn't know that,
technically
but he's
still a
down.
bastard, so could he be the Warden of the North?
Well, I've seen that maybe Sansa might be able to legitimize him. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
But the thing is as well, like, Littlefinger doesn't know Jon died, so
Yeah.
he still would have had to keep his Night's Watch oath. So that wouldn't have been a risk. He would still be Lord Commander.
Yeah. Basically, I'm pretty sure Littlefinger is doing this for power, maybe money, probably Sansa. But will it play out for him or will it play out for the Starks for once?